Who are you?
Steve Berkebile. I'm the General Manager for CAT Global Mining for Sales and Support Division within North America.
We're in Tucson at CAT's Global Mining Forum. What are some of the highlights that you'd like some of the CAT dealers and the CAT customers to take away from this week's event?
Well, the big thing is anytime you have a chance to get with 300 customers, it's great. Because you really understand what their needs are, what their challenges are today, and you try to make sure our business is accommodating that and adjusting for that. We have a lot of new products to show down here. We have a lot of also a message to give them as to the business that we bought, Bucyrus, and how we're integrating and the progress that we've made in integrating that entire business into our dealer model and the things that we're doing relative to support to give them what they would traditionally expect when they buy a Caterpillar product.
What are some of the questions that the dealers as well as the customers have about the Bucyrus integration?
First of all, I think it's, are we seeing the same challenges? Is what we're working on, what they see is the things that they say we need to work on. That's probably the main thing, okay? And it's kind of a reaffirmation when you come in here and you really tell them, here's where we think that we're doing really well and here's where we're not doing so well and we need to work on. And that's one good thing about this meeting. It provides pretty good feedback as to if we're on the right track or not.
One of the things about this event is the investment in new products and services. What are some of the highlights that you would like to make or that you would hope people would take away from this event?
Well, the expanded mining product, obviously, with the MT5300. We have several MPI projects in place with like our 6020 excavator. And just really just the revamping and the putting the Caterpillar componentry on the products that we bought really is the key thing. And using what we call our NPI or new product introduction process that we have typically used on all of our traditional machines, now adapting that same philosophy to not only the expanded mining products that we have, but as we upgrade our traditional products as well. That's the key thing, is that there's a disciplined process. It's a vigor that we try to really make sure that we're evaluating the lowest cost per ton element of each particular machine. We're trying to follow that with all of our products now, including the expanded mining product. That's the key message, as well as what we're doing on the product support side to hopefully help them in their business and help our products be more valuable to them.
We've heard some interesting things with technology. You have updates on the autonomous trucks. You're also talking about smarter reporting. What are some of the highlights that you would say regarding technology? And also, what are the customers asking for? What are they looking for in more productivity and technology?
Yeah, in the past, I think that technology at the mining companies typically didn't really adapt technology very well. And I think that they're now seeing there's so many key gains that are being made out there. It's the customers that we talk to today, especially relative to autonomy, they're not asking if we can do it. They're saying we know you can do it, and it's just a question of when, as you adapt that to their particular application, which is now it's a totally different story or message versus what it used to be. Because they're looking for, I believe, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, the big significant technological jump was a bigger truck or bigger equipment. Well, the equipment's pretty big right now, and they're looking for that next thing. What's the next big thing that's going to provide them a significant jump to reduce their cost and increase their output per man? And that's where I think the technology element is really playing. Not only is it with the trucks, but also you start to get into dozers. You start to get into the semi-autonomous drills, the drills which are pretty much easier one to do because their speed is much less, obviously, and their movement is not near as much as, say, something like a track-type tractor or a truck. Okay, so it's here. Okay, it's just adapting it to the right environment, to the right customer, and also I think getting the cultural acceptance of that technology change is, in our view, it may be as big as a step to overcome or a hurdle to overcome as the technology itself, just because the way we've typically done things in the past have to change dramatically if you want to take full use of the technology that's out there.
Everybody focuses on the automatic trucks, the driverless trucks right now, but is there a larger technology piece that people would be missing?
Well, I think that the key thing that people need to understand about the driverless trucks is this, is it's really not just about not having an operator. For remote sites, you can start eliminating camp. You can start eliminating airline tickets back and forth. And quite frankly, in work environments where sometimes they're really tough and the turnover is pretty high, the truck shows up to work every day in an autonomous format because you don't have the bathroom breaks, you don't have the lunch breaks. There's more of a predictability with the rhythm of the truck. So I think that we want to make sure that's fully accounted for and what the value equation is of that whole thing. Those would be my big thoughts there.
You're focused on the North America. How are the coal miners doing right now? What have they been telling you?
Well, they're really struggling, and I think that they've hunkered down. We fully understand that. Very capex limited in what they're doing. I think they're doing their best to meet the production targets they've got with the equipment that they've had. And there will be some pent-up demand here, obviously, in the next 18 months, and we see this business starting to grow and improve. But the coal mining business, our coal customers have really struggled with a lot of the governmental regulations that are on them. Natural gas obviously has played a big part into that as the utilities decide what they want to do. But and it's a struggle, I think, too, because we really need a bit more of a better infrastructure so they can get their commodity to the ports and then export, especially the metallurgical coal that still is a very valuable commodity here in the U.S.
What's the infrastructure piece that they need?
Ports.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you look at the loadout piece, the rail for the most part is there, but I think the ports, whether they're on the East Coast or the West Coast, we could use some upgrade there that I think would really help our ability to export some of these good commodities that we have.
What are your customers saying going forward? What is their outlook for business? What's the outlook for mining?
I really believe they all say that coal is a commodity that is here to stay. Will its proportion change compared to what it is today? Possibly, but I think too, as the gas prices inch the way up, it's always about a balance. And if we look at least on the energy side, it's truly about a balance. And really, long term, as we've stated, and I think a lot of our customers are stating that are in the metals business, in the coal business, this mining business is still a pretty good place to be. It's just a little bit of a tough spot right now.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.